This is the weekly horoscope for Pisces for the week of June 5th, 2023. Hello, my fishies. Show your love and support to your girl Marie by liking, subscribing, and sharing. And thank you for everyone who has. I really appreciate the love and support and your patience while I'm going through this really difficult time in my life. Well, it's not really difficult. I'm just mourning and grieving a lot of different aspects of my life. South Node in the 9th house. Yay! So anyways, Pisces, do you have a stellium? You have a stellium in the 6th house. For some of you, you need to hear your thank you at this time. You can be accident prone. You can be dealing with health issues. You may not be getting along with certain family members at this time. You could be butting heads with other people in your life. This is not the easiest time period for you emotionally. You do have a water trine happening, a kite happening with Neptune, but on the plus side, Hades and Coronis is not well aspected, but they're not in retrograde, which is fabulous. And we're not so much in our feelings anymore, so we can start to move along. But at the same time, Mars is not well aspected, so ego reigns supreme at this time. You can have money problems at this time, so careful with impulse purchases. You may have a difficult time keeping money, and as quickly as money comes in, as quickly as it leaves, either you're paying bills or you can find yourself wanting to buy like emotionally eating at this time for some reason. For some of you, this can be a disregard for your budget, fights over money, over a disagreement over how it should be spent. Core values between yourself and others are in conflict. You may need to make important decisions regarding your finances. You may have a tendency to wear things out more easily now, and things that can be breaking down at this time with this energy. So see this as an upgrade. You may have a tendency to waste money endlessly. Tuesday, you can be reconnecting with people from your past via internet. This is the start of an affair which you prefer to keep secret at this time. This is the start of relationships that others wouldn't approve of. Maybe it's the way you go about doing everything, but you do have a strong sexual connection towards this person. This is a popular energy time for you. For some of you, not the best with money, so careful with unexpected expenditures. The more communication, there's a lot of communications with relatives, family members, or friends. You could be making plans to visit family members. For others of you, a great time for job training with this energy as well. For others of you, this could be going back to school. You can be receiving some much needed good news, or friends or family tend to come in with the right messages or words of wisdom to share with you, and they really help you put things in perspective and bring about healing. So this could be very cathartic. It could be something much needed. It could be some much needed conversations that you just needed to have to help heal you. Maybe somebody else, like for me, I'm going through grieving at this time. It's like I'm ending a relationship, grieving at the same time, and it's like, it's just daunting, so, and it's like, and right now I'm relating to the husband of my friend Marvin, who passed away, God rest his soul, and it's like, it's very kind of like healing and cathartic to sit there and talk to somebody that, he's not going through a divorce, but he did just end a relationship, and so it's like he like understands, so it's kind of like, it's very healing in that aspect. Then on Wednesday, you have a fire trine happening. On the 7th, you may want to look before you leap or understand what the hell you're getting yourself into. You could be receiving some much needed good news. Also, this could be business picking up. Relationships with coworkers improve as your working environment is changing. You may move into a larger office. This could be being promoted. This could be dealing with someone obsessing over you or spying on you. Or you could be dealing with a Taurus who doesn't seem to know how to keep your name out of their mouth and can be trying to put you in a box at this time because they're a control freak. Let the haters hate, okay? I just think that because whatever way they're looking at you, especially Taurus, whatever way they're looking at you or how they perceive you, that's how you're going to be in this box, okay? So yeah, no. All right, so at this time, I do feel like other people in your life could be watching you too closely at this time. You can be dealing with family members all up in your business, or this could be neighbors being all up in your business as well and wanting to know the flavor, or like I said, somebody could be spying on you on the internet. Or somebody could be actually going to your house and spying on you and seeing what you're doing. Okay, which I'm always in the house. Well, actually, no, I'm not in the house right now because I'm gardening. So I'm outside, or I'm outside meditating. Yep. So also on the 7th, you can be at the wrong place at the wrong time. Not the best time for communications. For some of you, you need to be careful with what you say to other people. This could be wrong place, wrong time. You may be the wrong messenger for certain things. So pick and choose your battles. Be a bit more discerning, or use couth at this time with this energy. On the 8th, this is not the best time for financial assistance or asking for it, or other people could be asking you for money and you're not going to see that money back. Banks and other financial dealings with others are not very generous. You could feel you need to be careful with your emotional self at this time with this energy. You may not get anything done. You can be overly optimistic with this energy here as well, so keep the energy humble. If you don't control your food and liquor intake, your gallbladder or liver can cause problems now. You're very restless, often seeking new experiences before assimilating old ones. You often have bad feelings you don't want to admit or express yourself openly. You're usually fair weather friends or use others, getting mad when they use you in return. You crave luxury, but you may live beyond your means. You tend to take too many things for granted and must develop your financial sense and learn the true value of things. You tend to have too many love affairs. You could be a player with this energy for some of you. Lucky. Nothing going on here. It's all quiet. You may lose financially through marriage and business partnerships, often due to legal problems or secret involvements with this energy. For others of you, you could be the center stage and all eyes on you this week with this energy. Then we have on Friday an increased tension and anxiety. You may feel you can be getting relief through social interactions and talking to other people, or other people can be taking you out, which could be much needed, and getting out of the house. Internet dating or chatting on forums can provide extra stimulation. This is a good time for creative work, trying new techniques or a different approach, especially if you've been experiencing a creative block. Domestic issues are a source of trouble, and your relationships with your father could be strained for some of you. Others, this could be a conflict with career or domestic matters. You may receive important news regarding employment or career. Superiors may hold important staff meetings. This can be an overly optimistic thinking. So Thursday and Friday are looking good for the overly optimistic thinking. You're prone to see bigger picture and have a difficulty focusing on details. Read the fine print carefully in your communications with others. You may have a tendency to be too sure of your facts with this energy. Again, keep the energy humble at this time. Humility goes a long way. This is a great time for those of you in sales, business picking up at this time. I feel for some of you, don't make promises that you're not willing to keep, or you may have overestimated what you could actually do for this other person. Okay? So the first card to come up with is the Ten of Swords. So this is the Wheel of Fortune card here. This could also be you starting over in certain areas of your life at this time. Maybe you're feeling a little bit better and you're picking yourself up during this time period, and you're able to start moving again, or start like living your life again. The Nine of Swords, you're not so quick to jump into anything new during this time period. For some of you, you could be healing during this time period, but at the same time, you're very reluctant to change. Okay, you're kind of trying to keep everything as status quo. For some of you, you could be relying on your dreams and having dreams of like your destiny, where you need to go, but at the same time, you're not relying on your intuition. That's not good. Spirit don't like that. The Hierophant card, this is dealing with a social organization or a group with this energy. This could be you having to leave a group or organization, and maybe it's time for you to go. But for some of you, you're hanging on to dear life, and you're really going through challenges with these people in your life, okay? And it's like, it's time for you to go. It's time for you to change. And it's like the challenges are going to get more and more. And the worst part about it, the South Node next month is going to be moving into the sign of Libra, which is horrible. Okay, so Scorpio is bad. Libra is going to be like, damn. All right, and it's going to be in your 8th house for some of you, okay? I still got it going through my 9th house. Oh, vey. So it's going to be like, so more important relationships. So anyway, so yeah, so you need to be careful with that stuff because it's just going to challenge you more, or it's just going to take away a situation from your life at this time. Because whatever you're supposed to do at this time, The universe is going to set you on your path. If you still refuse to do it, then that's on you, okay? The Two of Coins, yeah, you're sitting on your hands about things that you need to do at this time. You're not so quick to move. You can also be burning the candles at both ends of the stick for some of you. This can be a busy week for you with this energy as well. All right, the Devil card, endings are coming up, but you're not so quick to end things. But regardless, it's kind of like watching a car crash, a very, very slow car crash going about 2 seconds an hour, or not even like that. It's like kind of, you know what I'm talking about, like a very, very slow car crash. And it's like, oh, look, there goes the car crash. And it's like, wow. And then it's like, wow, 3 hours later. And it's like, wow, 5 days later. Oh, wow. And it's like, damn. So yeah, but you know what, it's a slow car crash with minimal risk for some of you, so it's not going to be as bad as you think. It might hurt, but you're not going to be hurt financially. You're not going to be hurt in any other way. It's just going to hurt your feelings, and it's not going to feel good. So that's about it, so I think that's a good thing. So the Page of Cups, I feel like for some of you here, this could be receiving a love message, or love is around the corner at this time. We'll just call it love around the corner because this bitch keeps showing up, so love is around the corner. Love is somewhere. Some of you are dating, especially those of you in your 20s. You could be dating at this time, your teens in your 20s. Those of you in your 40s, not so much so. Okay. The Sun card, I feel with this energy here that this could be standing out more. You could be receiving a lot more attention than usual. Does not necessarily have to be with like flirting. This could be like for your talents at this time and people recognizing you for what you do. This is a great time for recognition at work with this energy here as well, and people noticing what you do at work. The Nine of Swords, emphasis on loneliness at this time. Be careful with liars. This is an emotionally confusing time period for you, especially when it comes to ending cycles. You could be scared about leaving a relationship because you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings and you don't want to be the bad guy here with this energy. And it's like everybody knows that the story is coming to an end but you're like prolonging the inevitable, but you won't be able to prolong the inevitable anyways, because I feel like if you don't do it, the other person gonna do it anyways. The Five of Coins, have faith that everything is going to work itself out. You're definitely in pity mode at this time with this energy, so try to change that. It's not good to be in that mode because you could be stuck in that mode for a long time with this energy. So try to have a different conversation with the brain. Do walking meditation, drawings, delve into spirituality with this energy. Quickly process it. Talk to somebody with this energy. Sometimes, just talking to people really helps you process things, The Hermit card, amplification on loneliness. Okay. Very lonely energy. For some of you, this could be like working home. You could be a hermit with this energy and kind of staying more to yourself at this time and not really coming out. This is endings and new beginnings happening for you this week. The Ace of Coins, mastering your money situation, delving into certainty at this time. Great time for the Law of Attraction. The Eight of Wands, talks of traveling coming up for some of you, or good news happening for you with this energy. The Three of Coins, talks of growth coming in for you. I feel like, people in your life could have like a lot of influence over the decisions that you're making. So your emotional attachments have a lot of influence over like the changes that you need to make at this time. And this is why you're not moving and you're not making any changes, because you're thinking about everybody around you at this time with this energy. Okay, so you're kind of being about bigger picture and you don't want anybody to get hurt and you're making sure that everybody's all right, which is good and fine. But if everybody's like watching, it's like if parents are fighting every day and stuff, do you really want that to be the example of what love is for your children when they're older? It's like that, and sometimes you need to teach your kids when to walk away from something, and especially when it's not good. Like my ex has like a lot of problems, and it's like I need to like separate myself from the situation because my son started acting like my ex like a lot. Okay, and it's like you have to learn, be discerning, but you also have to know when it's time to go, because it's not cute watching mom and dad like fight every time or do like mean things to each other. That's not cute. That's not emotionally well. That causes stress within itself for children too, to see that. So it's not worth having, because it just does. It causes all sorts of stress to them. The Five of Swords, I feel like for some of you here, you're over certain people in your life. You're over certain relationships, and this could be like family relationships. You're gonna stop talking to certain people at this time because you don't feel like you have like anything in common with certain people in your life with this energy. The Temperance card, you're more about your sanity and your peace at this time. You're kind of enjoying the simpler things in life. I feel like for some of you, you could be focusing on self-care, or you could be throwing yourself into your work or throwing yourself into school. It's a great time for working on the self, having greater willpower with this energy. You may have the willpower to see things all the way through during this time period. The Hangman card, indecisions are coming up at this time with this energy. This looks like mostly a time of introspection. For some of you, this could be going from extreme mental anguish that is causing a lot of conflict, excessive worry, anxiety at this time. So watch your emotional self. For some of you, you could be dealing with like loss, betrayal with this energy. For some of you, you could feel like you're in a rock and a hard place. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You could be feeling guilty and ashamed. You could be allowing your religion to have a lot of influence over like your feelings at this time with this energy here as well, which you shouldn't. Okay, because we have specific corrections, just like all of our natal charts are not the same. And if they are like twins, I love that, they're still going to go through different situations, And it's kind of like a good example of that is Howard Stern has the same natal chart as some famous guru, right? And this man was a guru, and he's a shock rock jockey. Famous guru, shock rock jockey. So we all have our own personal corrections that we need to go through in this life. Okay, that is pertain to us. And sometimes that is for Pisces having to make difficult decisions, knowing to say when, because some of us, we have a lot of planets in Virgo, and it says there, like if you have Saturn in Virgo, for instance, you tend to stay in difficult relationships for a very long period of time. So you need to learn to say when and to stop intriguing. If a relationship is like red flag, red flag, red flag, and it's really, really bad, you need to know when to leave instead of staying, because you know what, that leaving part is part of your cocoon. And then in the 8th house with Virgo, again, it talks about how you need to like burn your bridges and not go back to these bad situations, because these people will never change. So it's kind of like we as Pisces, for some of us, are on these hamster wheels with toxic relationships, and we need to learn to leave. And then by the time we leave, we basically like that rooster with no feathers, okay? Because it's like it was that stressful to leave, and we don't got a penny to our name after all is said and done, after this person has used us and abused us. So it's kind of like that kind of situation. You have, sometimes God makes us make these difficult decisions because that is part of our story. Okay, is to learn to leave. I do see for some of you here, you could be making some slow processes in your life. I feel like this could be updating yourself with the latest and greatest in technology. For some of you, this is slowly but steadily creating a healing process for you. For others of you, you could be waiting for like a message from somebody during this time period as well. The 7 of Coins, for some of you, I see a victory coming up and thoughts of future happening for you as well. So this can be some plans being made or some positive conversations going in the right direction. The Moon card, I feel for some of you here, don't be so quick to put all your eggs in one basket, okay? Continue working hard, take it as a compliment. Somebody said a compliment to you, and now you got to wait for it to happen. I wouldn't go really banking on it, because Pluto's going to get ready to go in retrograde. Saturn going to get ready to go in retrograde. So this could be stuff that's coming up next year, in the beginning of next year for you. Alrighty, so this is tentative plans, and plans can change very quickly. And especially over the next, when Pluto goes retrograde, plans can change very quickly. So whatever you guys were talking about, it may not transpire. Okay, it could be more of a thought than an action with this energy. The Five of Cups, I feel like for some of you here, your money situation is dictating your emotional self at this time. I would be careful because you're making affirmations for lack. Okay, so start making positive affirmations for yourself that money will flow to me freely, copiously, and endlessly kind of affirmations, because you're the captain of your ship and the universe is listening to you at this time with this energy. The Ace of Wands, taking creative risks, recognition, and success is happening. For some of you, this is a great time for family and spending time with family. For others of you, this could be being more about your creativity. For some of you, you could be having panic attacks at this time, dealing with mental disorders. I feel for some of you here, you're really addicted to sadness. It seems like you need to stop doing that too. Okay, for some of you, you have an inability to let go of the past. This is emotionally a difficult time for you with this energy, and I get it. Take care of your mental health. Prayers will be answered at this time. Okay, keep moving forward with this energy. It's gonna be okay. Everything that we deal with in this life is temporary, and I know for my teenagers, this energy is not the easiest energy time, but I promise you it'll get better. I really do. I promise. Everything happens for a reason, and things in your life will get better. You will get out of this funk. You are the master of your brain, and you can tell your brain whatever it is that you want it to do. Okay? And you control what you want your reality to be. And sometimes that means that we need to make better choices with our emotional self and not be so reactive. Okay? And I know you're in a funk, but take this period as your awakening period. Oh, and as I say that, look who comes to visit us, the kitten. Okay? So instead of 333 or 444, the cat shows up. The little kitten shows up. So, take this as a sign to you that it's all temporary and things change. Everything changes, and this is only 2.5 years. All right. And then some of you just need to just learn to control yourself a little bit better. Delve into the law of attraction, delve into your spirituality. This is a beautiful time to delve into spirituality. I'm going through so many Pluto changes, some life-changing, leaving important relationships leaving me at this time, and it's like, yes, I hurt, but at the same time, there's a blessing and a reason for everything that happens in our lives, and it's to make way for the new. So you have to be, able to do that and make way for the new. So just see it as making way for the new, okay? And see it as a form of change, but in a good way. I feel like you could be open to new experiences at this time coming up for you. I do see a cloud of confusion. This is not the best time to be doing drugs. Okay, if you are a sun in Pisces or Pisces rising, not the best time to be doing drugs, not the best time to be delving into alcohol, because this could be an emotionally confusing time for you. For some of you, I do see you receiving some much needed good news with this energy. This is a good time to reach out for people that have similar interests with you. Join a group or organization, or go on Twitch, and talk to the kids. The Strength card, this is your hard work and perseverance coming up. This is creating your own reality during this time period with this energy. The Page of Coins, I feel like for some of you here, this is you growing up and dealing with your emotional self. For some of you, the focus could be on your children this week as well. This could be you being more reliable and taking more responsibility. Be careful with your mental health this week. Use this as an opportunity. See it as an opportunity of you growing and changing and thriving. And, change is good. And don't allow, and everything is temporary. Everything that you go through, I can't tell you. If you guys knew, I was picked on all my life. And it sucks too, because I wasn't only picked on by the kids at school, but as soon as I got home, I'm picked on by my own damn mother, and this happened to me like literally almost all my life until finally one day, I don't know what the hell happened. I think it was Saturn in Pisces, and I just kind of went. And also I was very big because my mom threw me into every sport like tennis and track and swim team. So my shoulders were very broad. I had guns on both sides of my arm, and literally one of the girls, and I think what empowered me was at the time China, the wrestler, was there, and she had this high-pitched voice like I had, and her arms were really, and my friend and I, we were both nerds. They called her Arnold because she was a swimmer, and she was built like she was wow. And then there was me, and I was just, the top part of me was like big and muscular, and like literally they called me China. And I'm like, oh, China's really beautiful and China's really powerful. And then all of a sudden I kind of took away their power to pick on me. And I was like, and then I just threw it back at them. So then everybody just kind of like left me alone, literally left me alone, because they were like, oh, we gave the nerd power. We gave the nerd power and now she don't care, and it was nice. And it was nice. So sometimes you have to learn to take back your own power. During this time period with Saturn and Pisces, my advice is take back your power, and don't allow words to hurt you, and whatever has to change, just let it change, and I know sometimes life can be difficult, but it gets easier sometimes, and sometimes it's like a roller coaster, but you just keep going. Because this is your part of growing and thriving and evolving to the person that you are meant to be. All right. So take care. Be kind to yourself this week. And I love you guys. Kisses.